Hello and welcome back to our channel. My name is Elaine. My husband Caleb and I are co-owners of KEJ Productions, a video production company here in Orlando, Florida. We have a lot of videographers and friends, video creators reach out to us for advice concerning audio on their films and videos, whether that be blogs, podcasts, wedding films, small business films, corporate, you name it. We get all the questions and they're often the same. So we thought, hey, let's make a video about the top 5 audio mistakes we're seeing video creators make. And let's not just talk about the mistakes, but let's actually talk about solutions. All right, number 1, mic technique and close miking. Here's the rule of thumb. You want your microphones as close to the source as possible. I'm not gonna get into the nitty-gritty, into microphone theory and all that, because I will bore you to death. Just know that the closer your microphone is to your source, the more you minimize that ambient audio and other unwanted sources in the room. So if you're a podcaster or a vlogger and you're recording yourself, that means you are not using camera audio. You're not using the mic on your laptop. You need to be speaking directly into a wired microphone or a USB microphone. Or you can wear a lavalier. There are some awesome lavaliers on the market. The DR10L made by Tascam is our personal favorite. I highly recommend it. Same thing if you're a wedding videographer. This means that you are close miking your groom and you're officiant at the least with a lavalier. Again, DR10L is a beast. Or you also have the option of taking a direct feed from the mixing console, because chances are whoever is providing the amplified audio for that event is using close miking techniques. For instance, they're probably talking into something like this. So take that feed from the mix engineer at your event. If you're filming for a small business or filming an interview, that may mean that you're strategically placing a boom mic just outside the frame. For instance, right now, I'm actually speaking on an NTG3 right above me, just outside of the framing. I'm also wearing a DR10L microphone, just as a backup. Number 2, undermixing. This is really simple. Your video is just too quiet. It's too quiet. Turn it up, push the fader. The first step in correcting this is to pay attention to your meters. So whatever platform you're cutting in, whether that's iMovie, Final Cut Premiere, there will be master stereo meters that tell you where your audio is sitting. Try to get that meter as close to 0 as you can without clipping or distorting. Typically, it'll let you know by either sounding absolutely terrible, but if you're a visual person, your meters will turn red, or there'll be like a red dot at the top of the meter. Just avoid that, but try to get your audio as hot as possible without clipping. Also, when you're finalizing your mix, I encourage you to actually stack it up or compare it to other films whose audio you admire. A/B them. After listening to your mix, listen to other films, listen to music that you know, put on your favorite song. Do you hear a volume discrepancy? Number 3, inconsistent levels and mix. It's all happened to us. We're sitting along, we're watching one of our favorite films, and right at the beginning, it seems a little low, so we put the volume all the way up, and then it's like blowing our ears out, we're putting the volume all the way down, and we're chasing that throughout the whole video. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. I see this a lot. Their mix is just all over the place. Volume, master volume is just all over the place. There are a couple ways to remedy this. The first is pretty simple. You just need to set yourself boundaries. So I spoke about meters earlier in this video. You really need to pay attention to them when you're mixing your final videos. For us, we meter our vocals or voiceovers. We want those to peak around -6 and feather around -12. We want our music generally to float just underneath that, maybe 8 to 10 dB under the vocal, depending on the content. And then overall, we want our master track to average about -6 dB and peak maybe -3, -2, but never go over 0, because that's the point of distortion we talked about earlier. The The second way to remedy this is a little bit more advanced, but I'm going to share it because I really truly believe it's a game changer. Use compression on your final mix. This is also called master bus compression. I know this sounds intimidating, but I promise you it's not. If you just got lost, please go back, watch these videos that we did on compression so you have an understanding of what it is. By applying compression to your overall mix, this limits the overall signal so it doesn't clip the master bus, but it also glues your mix together. I can always tell when a video's final audio track hasn't been mastered because it sounds like individual parts simply like pieced together. It may be okay, like usually it's okay, but with master bus compression, here's an example. You know when you make chili, you're simmering it for a couple hours and like you taste it after like that 3-hour mark and it's good. All the flavors are there, like the onion, tomatoes, and like the beans, and like they're all there and it's all good. But after that like 10-hour mark, all the flavors start to like meld together and complement each other. And then all of a sudden it's like the acid and the heat and literally that is what master bus compression is on your audio mix. That sounds so cheesy, but that's like the best comparison I can think of. And now I want some chili. But anyway, if you have no idea where to start with this, no worries. We've actually created a master bus compression preset that you can download for free in the description. The fourth most common mistake that we see video creators make is failing to control the environment. Listen, I know this is not possible in field recording or weddings or if you're doing B-roll in public, but if you're a blogger or you're filming an interview, get in a quiet room. It'll save you so much post-production work in the end. Controlling the environment along with proper mic technique is everything. If you're a wedding videographer, the best way to control the environment is to be prepared because you can't control a whole lot. For any and every situation, roll with redundancy. Have multiple recorders, have multiple types of recorders. Bring it without being intrusive, of course. The whole point is, if it's a live event, the more prepared you are, the better off you're gonna be in the end, even if you can't control every single detail of the environment. Okay, now the fifth and the last mistake is overspending. Let me be the first to tell you, you likely have what you need for good audio. So before you go out and buy that next piece of audio gear that's promising you the world, let me just encourage you to please just spend some time really knowing the ins and outs, literally, of the gear that you have. So let's do a test. Let's compare a $200 microphone and recorder to a $600 mic. So right now you're listening to the DR10L. It's the microphone that I'm wearing right here. How does it sound to you? Now let's listen to the NTG3. That's the microphone, the boom mic that's right above my head. This microphone retails for about $600. What do you think? Is it 2-3 times better than the DR10L? They're giving you different results, and don't get me wrong, there's definitely a reason why there's a price difference between these two pieces of gear. But here's the deal, knowing your gear is what will make your audio better, not simply a more expensive microphone or a more expensive recorder. Kayla and I have been doing this a long time, over 15 years now. Audio is not really as complex as people make it, and it's really not expensive, relatively speaking, especially compared to camera gear. Can I tell you? Our hope is that on this channel that we can make audio approachable to you, that we're able to explain some fundamentals that we feel like maybe some video creators are missing. That's really our heart. We want you to understand it, hopefully love it, and at the end, like, make your creations better because your audio is killing. So I hope this was helpful. We hope to release more and more of this content over the next several weeks. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments section below. If there's something you want us to cover, please put them in the comments section below. Like, subscribe, and we will see you guys next time.